This right here is Threads, the brand new social media app that's sure to be a complete game changer with yada 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 yada. What's changed more in the last 10 years? Social media or your perception of social media? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. All these social media apps used to be an exciting addiction. You'd leave your real life behind and be like, oh, I'm so excited to go online and see what my friends are up to. But these days, it's more like, oh, I guess I can open that app again. I did just finish up on it 10 minutes ago, but this one's now boring and I do need the dopamine. Has it always been this way and we've just never noticed? As of this week, Facebook or Meta or whatever they want to call themselves to try and hide from all the negative PR they've received from being a horrible, horrible company, have just released Threads, Facebook's take on Twitter. And wow, first impressions on the surface, UI looks great, it's pretty wholesome, there's no ads. Wait, but where have I felt this feeling before? Rather, not where, but when? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Facebook and all the other apps they bought, stole, or copied from right before destroying them. So let's look at social media's history over the last 15 years and see where Threads will inevitably go. Now, I do just want to say, I'm a bit more of a social media power user. I was born in 1990, and so I got to really grow and rise with the rise of social media. And also, I'm an interesting use case because I put the majority of my life online. I mean, I grew this brand here on YouTube off of sharing myself, and therefore, I'm a bit of an exaggerated power user here in that I really spend a lot of my time on these apps. And so I've been able to see firsthand a more exaggerated view than most people. So let's start off with the top dog, Facebook, the one that everybody loves to hate. I can't think of another social media app that's hated so much that any bad news in the media will be cheered at by most all online spaces. But it used to be fun. It used to feel fun, right? I remember when they convinced me and my friends to jump ship from MySpace, a lovely, wholesome place where you could teach yourself HTML to show people all the emo music that you're listening to. For me, it was just Owl City. But they ended up getting me over there. It was such a fun place. It was a new company based in California, and there weren't any ads, and it was just a place where all my friends were. You could poke them or super poke them. They were always adding these really cool new features. Now you can share your location and say what you're up to in this place, and it was just a really cool time to be online. It felt like that's where all my friends were. That's where everybody was. It was the online space, and it was where the internet was meant to be. And even the company at that point came off as pretty cool. I remember at the time thinking like, wow, what a cool new age company. My parents would never have been a fan of this type of thing. Oh, young Evan. Oh, naive little Evan. That's pretty much the only people left on Facebook these days, my parents. But then, of course, the ads came in. So now, sure, the company has to make a bit of money, so they'd put some ads on the side, but you can still see your friends' posts in your feed. And okay, well, now the ads are also in the feed, but you still see your friends' posts in the feed. And man, they just keep changing this website. You finally get used to it, and then they move things all around really against standard user experience, and it's horrible, but you get used to it, and then they change it again, and people used to get so upset, but it's still where my friends are. Except sometimes you get in these really tough arguments online where people from other sides of the political spectrum start having arguments, and it gets really frustrating, but Facebook found a really good way to fix that problem. They just removed the friends. The friends are no longer part of your Facebook experience. The whole advertising campaign I remember seeing around the London Underground was like, Facebook, where your friends are. Not anymore. None of my friends are on Facebook. I don't think any of your friends are on Facebook. Facebook is where none of your friends are, and even if they are, we're not going to show you any of their stuff anymore. So slowly but surely, friends of mine would start leaving the app. It just didn't really feel that cool anymore. There were better places to be. But I stayed strong. I figured, yeah, a lot of my friends are leaving, but I just kept chasing the nostalgia of what it used to be. I'd stay on as more and more of my friends left, to the point where there was so few that Facebook was like, how do we solve this problem? Ah, yes, we will fill the users' feeds with the reason they didn't come here, anything but their friends. So now, my entire Facebook feed, 50% of it, is the most lowest tier bargain bin memes from pages I've never heard of with stupid names like Love Marvel. I do not like Marvel films, but Facebook seems to think I do. Give a shift about nature. Oh, what a cool thing that I don't care about. You can't get rid of these memes. You can't get rid of these pages because Facebook realizes the only people left on Facebook are everyone's parents and all of these horrible pages. And so you can't actually get rid of them. The UI only allows you to hit the X button to snooze that individual page for 30 days before they inevitably come back with their incredibly low tier memes. So that's 50% of my feed. All this horrible stuff I don't really care about. The other 45%, well, that's just ads. It's just pretty much ads. You keep scrolling, you get ads, you get low tier memes for people you don't know, and then 5%, the few people that I have that are left on Facebook and the Facebook groups that I'm a part of, which is pretty much the reason that I can't necessarily fully get rid of it. But it's just so unsatisfying how horrible it has become. Oh, I'm not done with Facebook. As a creator, it is by far the worst possible platform. So it used to be you'd have a fan page, and then if you wanted to share some videos you've been working on YouTube or share any photos you've taken on a different platform, you could just share them with your audience. And then then Facebook went, actually, how about you pay us to post those things? Or we're just not gonna show any of your audience. What? Really? Yes, that's the system. And it's not even just for pages, by the way. I have a personal Facebook I just use, like I said, to connect with friends and such, the ones that are left, and my mom and such. And speaking of my mom, I decided, you know what? Last week, I uploaded a YouTube video where my mom and I talked about her experience in Britain this past week. I taught her some fun words. I thought it'd be a fun video I'd share on my Facebook for my personal Facebook friends. So I shared the video, and guess how many views it got? If you guessed 0, you'd be correct. Facebook's algorithm doesn't just throttle, they just go no. They literally showed it to not 1. And I made that public, so it wasn't just for my friends, but also anyone that follows my Facebook page. Nope, none, 0. Because if you leave Facebook, there's just a tiny morsel extra money that Mark Zuckerberg would be missing out on. And so, no. Instead, I'll tell you what they'd prefer, because I've had extensive conversations with Facebook from back in the day where their UK creator team tried convincing me to create videos for the Facebook platform. And I had these calls, and I said, okay, well, what's the revenue split looking like? Because on YouTube, I make 55% of the money, and YouTube gets 45%. You know, that's fine for the AdSense and whatnot. And they went, we're not really a big fan of this revenue split model. We might come up with it in the future, and you'd be strongly considered. Wow, cool. But instead of money, the Facebook rep told me, don't worry, we'll make sure we promote your fan page. Wow, I might get more likes on my fan page. So essentially, Facebook's business model for creators is, you make us stuff for free, we generate loads of income off of your content, and then in exchange, we'll add followers to the follower number for your fan page, which you have to pay us to access anyway. So essentially, you need to pay us to upload videos to make us money. Wow, you can't get more shitty than that. It's like if you went to an art exhibit to support some local artists, except every single purchase you make, 100% of the proceeds just go to the building owner, because he got everyone together, so he deserves all the money for the art. And it's not just the platform. The company genuinely comes off as evil, and that's not a word I really like using lightly. Getting audio transcripts to give you more invasive ads from your private conversations, to algorithmically muting any dissent against Facebook and any posts about privacy, getting rid of those, it just actively makes you feel like, wow, these people are evil. And of course, buying up every other social media app to actively make them worse. And after all of this, I feel like seeing Facebook fail so miserably with Meta and the whole metaverse gamble that Zuck decided to go through has felt so satisfying. It's like watching the enemy, the bully you used to have in high school, tripping and breaking his jaw. It's just like, ah. And you know what? Say what you want about Apple, but one of the greatest things they ever did was completely upend Facebook's entire business model by making it so that iPhone users have to opt in to be tracked between apps, which no iPhone user is going to do, considering how incredibly invasive Facebook is. And so, oh God, Tim Apple, after my heart. But Lord, I've been going on about Facebook for way too long. Let's talk about Instagram. The fall from grace from Instagram hurts me a bit. I remember when I got on it in college, I loved it. I wasn't as big into photography then, but I'd share things like this pasta I made or this Wheezy Waiter cosplay. It was an innocent place. I loved it. It felt like Facebook was a place where your personal friends were, your small social communities, and then Instagram was more for like people you don't necessarily know but want to know. Maybe YouTubers, musicians. It was a really cool place to see what's going on in their lives, maybe leave a comment, see what they're up to. But then inevitably, as Instagram was bought by Facebook, the monetization came and the ads came, and you know what? That really isn't that bad. The ads were not the worst part about Instagram. What was worst about Instagram was completely destroying what made it special and making it just like every other app, which is to come. Do you remember how loud online spaces were when Instagram took away the chronological feed? People were up in arms for ages, rightfully so, because they just wanted to see the post from the people they follow, not what the algorithm wants them to do. And yet, eventually, after 3 or 4 years, Instagram politely gives us back the feature but doesn't allow us to use it as the default. So we are kind of forced every time we open the app again to see whatever Facebook wants to show you. Which means as a creator, for instance, unless I'm having the most life-changing day of sickness or happiness, no one's really going to see any of my posts, which is depressing. I went from having like 30,000 likes per Instagram photo to like 1,000. Wow. And I remember how much I really loved Snapchat when it came out. What an exciting feature. You could only look at that story for 24 hours and then it's gone. You had to be there to see it. What a cool feature. I loved that. However, I remember feeling so horrible when Facebook tried to buy Snapchat. Snapchat stood its ground and went, no thank you. And Facebook went, cool, we'll just literally steal your entire IP, put it into our app. And I just remember feeling, how is that legal? How was that allowed? Facebook is literally the worst. And this was the point when I'm really gunning for some sort of breakup in the big tech, some sort of way to take Facebook down, hence why it was really exciting seeing them burn through $1 billion with Meta, because they've just ruined so many things. But as shitty as it was to steal Snapchat's entire IP, the stories feature did make Instagram way better. It did feel like it fit. You could now follow people there, see what their stories were, see what their posts were, but that just wasn't good enough for Zuck, okay? Because TikTok was taking all of this attention away. People were way more engaged watching these short form videos of TikTok. And so Zuckerberg went, that needs to be every app we have now. So now Instagram is just forcing Reels on your feed. Try and click, oh no, that's the Reels button now. We've just changed it so that you accidentally click Reels. Okay, well, you get used to it after a month. Oh no, not now, that's the shop tab. Cool. Facebook, same thing. Reels. It's just TikToks, but stolen. Remember when the apps used to have like indistinct purposes? When you used to go to an app, Facebook, I want to go there for my friends. Instagram, ooh, the interesting people I'm following and the photos from their day. Snapchat, ooh, look at the stories. TikTok. I've never been into TikTok, I'll be honest. But now each and every app is just a carbon cutout of the previous one. Which brings us to Threads. Threads, ooh, this looks just like Twitter for now. But here's the weird one about Threads and about this new Twitter killer. After everything we've just talked about, I am somehow joining Threads excitingly. I'm sorry, what? Why is everyone on my side here as well going, hell yes, Threads is great. Come here, Zuck, have more of my data. Why are we like this? After everything, well, it's kind of the same reason why Americans voted for Joe Biden. Hey, ain't Donald Trump. Boy, I feel like everyone joining Threads was pretty much just a big F you to Elon Musk. It's like, you know what? You single-handedly went from, wow, this is a really smart businessman. Wow, he can build electric cars. One day he'll take us to the moon. What a cool, smart guy. Within a year and a half to, wow, this is one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever heard of on the internet. This man couldn't make stupider decisions if he tried. Changing the concept of verified users from people with a large amount of followers or notoriety to anyone that gives him $8 a month and is part of the Elon Musk fan club completely destroyed the already declining app into an even worse hellscape. It used to be when you clicked on a viral tweet, you could see some funny replies or famous people replying within it, and then you could see other people as well and the highest engaged stuff. So either famous people or really good takes on that take. Nowadays, it's pretty much, I like Elon Musk no matter what he does. I'll suck his dick for £5 if it wasn't $8. I don't know what that accent was, so I won't put a place on it, or you'll be upset. It's so cringe how horrible the website has become from that one feature alone. Am I upset they took away my tick? Absolutely. However, am I more upset about how that one thing destroyed the website? Yes. It really just made it an awful place. But the worst of it all is that through all these horrible, keep making the site worse things that he's decided to do, he just has this air about him like, wow, nothing hurts me. I'm making such good business moves by like firing 80% of the staff, then groveling to have them come back and be like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Or even recently, limiting the amount of tweets you can see a day to 600. The whole concept of social media, and at least Facebook's side, is keep them on the app as long as possible. Twitter is, how can I make this app even worse so that people can't even use it anymore? Hence, well now, God damn it, I'm on Team Threads. The enemy of my enemy is not a good friend of mine, but Lord, if it could mean something bad to Elon Musk, I've signed up. And as annoying as it is that this is exactly what Zuckerberg was intending, he knew that he was watching Twitter go into freefall and he was like, time to scoop up that because nobody wants to be on Twitter anymore. He's a great businessman, despite being evil and making everything about profits, which I guess makes him a really good businessman at the end of the day, #capitalism. What a fun place we live. I just miss the days when going on social media used to be a fun thing you'd be excited about doing, as opposed to something you have to begrudgingly do because you're just so depressed and you're like, I guess I can do this now. It used to be such a fun place. And you know what? Threads is really nice right now. It does look really cool. All your favorite people are there. Brands are popping on in to be like, oh, anyone like a good Netflix? Sure. But it's wholesome for now. And as wholesome as Threads comes off right now, because that is the intent, build the hype, build the wholesomeness, have nothing negative you could perceive about it right now. The ads will come, the ads will overrun, and not just the ads, but the user experience will just plummet and plummet and plummet as a way to hold your attention like they're forcing your eyes open as you're like, look at all these posts from people you don't really know about. Hey, short form videos doing well on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Why don't we just throw that in? And then Threads will one day follow the Facebook model of make an app, make it shitty, and make you feel like you have to be there to experience the shit together. But hey, these are just my thoughts. You might disagree and say, Evan, Threads is gonna be great. Sure, man. I think you lose a couple threads. And maybe this is just me, but I feel like Facebook/Meta is the millennial/Gen Z version of Murdoch News Media. They want to control as much of your online space as possible to serve you as many ads as possible and make as much money off of you as humanly possible. And hey, it's not like Facebook has ever gotten into trouble for, I don't know, stirring the political pot in a couple different countries. Interesting. I'm just saying the likeness between Facebook/Meta and the Murdoch media is uncanny. As the years go by, the algorithm will be controlling more and more of what we see online, which is why it's so important to have a say and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. At least tell the algorithm that you're interested, right? I make these new videos every single Sunday. I try my very best to make the highest quality stuff for free for you every single week, so thanks very much for watching. If you haven't seen it yet, I did make a video on the top mistakes tourists make in London. It was really fun, huge production value. I really love it, so if you haven't seen that yet, I'll see you over there. See you next Sunday. Bye. Mark Zuckerberg here. All aboard the Facebook app again. Facebook's made another app to steal your attention, and though you've made this mistake before, we think you'll want some more shit content on your feed. But at least you had fun. Did you?